Buddy the dog, once again, coming to greet us as soon as we come outside. Isn't that right, Buddy the dog? Sure enough. I'm not real sure where this video's headed either. I got all this stuff we should be working on, and we're not gonna. We're gonna try to, well, I don't know what we'll try to get in for ourselves. I'm filming 2 videos at the same time, so I'm jumping around between them. But we're gonna get started out here right after this. Welcome back. If you haven't seen my videos before, I'm Ross the Oliver Man. This here's our beam. I was able to get it completely painted, and I wanted to check the results. Pretty snazzy, friends. Pretty snazzy. I think it looks respectable. There's a few places where the paint didn't play nice with the old paint. I don't really get that. It's the same kind of paint, so whatever. Probably not ideal temperatures, but that is okay, because that will actually be the back side, I think, anyway. What I figured. I don't know. It looks better now than it did when I yeah, I think I'm gonna put it in there just like this. Have the best face forward, you know. So we may tackle that after a while. I don't know. We'll see. I got other more important stuff to do. So this video may actually be, I'll finish filming it tomorrow and we'll do this. I don't know. But I worked on some other stuff yesterday off camera. We'll check out too, so that you can see that progress is being made on projects, even when it's not all on camera. That's a struggle. Sometimes I want to just work without fooling with this camera, but that is such a two-edged sword, because the whole point of this YouTube thing is to film it, but it does slow you down. Also, what slows you down is the extreme cold, and you got to wear the 50 pounds of clothes. You know, that does not help the situation. You're walking, you feel like you're, I don't know, giant Michelin man or something. I know what I was gonna do for the other video. I was gonna grab something out of the pickup. Then again, I might just drive the pickup down there in case we need it. Might seem strange, but sometimes it's nice to have this sitting there as a windbreak, you know? Then instead of running all the way to the house, I can just sit in the pickup for a second. Regain the feeling in my appendages. The bovines, they should be good. Yesterday I actually gave them an extra bale, more than I normally would, and it looks like they're munching that fine, so that's okay. Still haven't moved this, but that's because it makes a dandy flat surface. You know how that goes. So that 1250A, I messed with it yesterday. That's actually not bad for not doing much prep work. The thing, well, let's walk over and look. So here's our rim so far. I didn't really have the paint that I really wanted. It's a metallic-y silver paint, but it's more like a flat metallic silver. It's what it's for is like for headers, extreme heat paint, but that's all I had on hand. But I think I can live with it. It's not perfect, but whatever. There it is. It actually looks better on those than it does on the rim. We need to paint this side of these, and that, and then that center. I just couldn't bring myself to kick the bucket, video over. I couldn't bring myself to put this rim on this rusty deal. and I still have to do the backside, flip it over and do the backside. I wasn't sure I was going to have enough paint, so I thought if I had to use a different color white, whatever, but then I found an almost full can. So anywho, so what I did was cleaned that up, got it meadow greenified, so that when we put it on there, it looks somewhat nice, not like our trash piles everywhere, you know. Still need to clean those up. I do need to clean these up. I would like to, in an ideal world, turn these all the way off of there, clean them up, and then put them back together again. I don't know if we'll get that accomplished or not, but my thinking was, why not have it all nice and clean so that we can then mount it on there, and then we can use the tractor as a stand to spin the rim and paint the inside of the rim, which I got pretty well done. We also would need to clean that one so we could do it at the same time. And I'm not going to paint the white on that because I think that I can use that Rust-Oleum gel and bring that back around. And I would have used it on that center, but it was too far gone. The side that we need to see, somebody painted 2 or 3 different times. They had white paint on it, and then they had a black paint, and then it had like road tar on it, and I got a lot of that off, but I don't think we could have brought it around. This one, I think I can. I think this side, I could probably try that stuff on, and it would probably bring it back. But we just have to experiment. It's going to be, before painting this one, I want to attempt that just to see if it could be done. And then I also thought about, if we really were crazy for original paint, that parts tractor has a center that is pretty good looking. We could have probably used that one, but now that I think about it, I bet it's a different style. This style is the kind that takes the 2 things and then that screw bolt, and the other ones I think are the kind where you just have a single bolt hole and a wedge, and as you tighten the bolt, it wedges it against the rail. So that's what that is. But we can paint this now. That side probably would have cleaned up, but that's too late now. I'd just as soon paint it because it was half rusty, half whatever. So that's what's the story with this. But progress is being made because I'm tired of seeing that up on like it is. It needs to be on 4 wheels, and then as soon as we get that 550 out of there, we can push that right in, split it, get a clutch, have it together, and have us a running driving tractor that we can use for stuff. So it's moving to the head of the line, even though it has not been here as long. That's just the way it works, friends. The things that look like they're easiest to fix sometimes move ahead in progress. So that's where we are. I think I'm going to try to paint this right quick because we got nice sun right now. I think it'll do the thing. And then it can sit for several days while we prepare ourselves for the rest of the endeavor. I need to take those wedges in the house, I guess, and I don't know, soak them in. Maybe the ultrasonic cleaner would be the thing, but I was thinking like a Vapo Rust. If I had some of that on hand, I definitely know that would do it. But I don't know, so we'll table that. But we need to get this done. We can bolt this back on the tractor then tomorrow, and then we can just start building pieces back on as we get them. The front tire won't take no time at all. We got to do is just wire wheel it up, paint it, and then slap that tire back on, and we're good. But progress is being made. That's the moral of the story. All right, I've been working on other stuff, and I've kind of talked myself into that today's the day. We're gonna try to slap that beam in there. We're not gonna get done before dark, but what I'd like to see happen is get it in there, get a few bolts started, and then decide whether I need more hardware or not. And that's what we're gonna do. So I've got some bolts in my hand that, yeah, I took the other day for test fitments. I got a vice grip, Got the orange hammer. And see, then we gotta, if we could just get it, like, let's get it slid over those pipes, in between those two plates. Everything should be loose. Maybe I didn't loosen that, did I? That's gonna suck. That's probably gonna knudsen us, and we're gonna have to do that, because I don't think it's gonna just naturally go without that being loose. We can try. It'll hang on those pipes somewhat and then kind of be in one of those side things. They're all loose. They don't feel like it, but they are. I guess I didn't, when I loosened it, loose is such a relative term, you know? I got an adjustable wrench here in the truck. I should have brought the impact. I really don't want to run all the way down there again just to get an impact. I'd rather just quit for the day. I don't know that that's really that big a deal, to be honest with you. They might actually be loose and just not seem like it, because stuff and things. I mean, these look tight, but they aren't. They're loose. Yeah, okay. So I did have them loose. They're just not, they just don't look like it. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. There's no way I could have got that out of there without them being loose. Let's set you. All right, well, you're going to be a little bit crooked, but that's okay. I don't know how I can do this by myself, but let's see how hefty it is. Am I a big enough boy to pick this up? I can, kind of. Oh. Okay. We don't want to spear our Knutsons with that. I'm trying to work harder, not smarter, so don't worry. That's what we're up to. Oh, dang it! That kind of stuff is aggravating. You didn't need to fall off of there. Oh. There. There. Struggle bus. But I think we've got it. See, what have we got in the way of bolts? Oh, friend. It's in there, kind of. Those holes will line up. That needs to go forward a little. That might be a problem. I didn't think of that, but since that other one was sprung, I bet we're gonna have trouble getting it to line up, because that needs to go back and these need to go out. So we're gonna have to think on that one. I mean, why would that be? It should be able to go together. And do I want to put, I'm trying to decide which ones I want to put in there first. Probably need to go down the line, do that side, get both bolts in, do this side, get 2 in the middle there, or whatever we can get, because that beam's got to go this way. And then for this finale, try to pull those 2 together and then see what we'll probably have to loosen everything more. I have a feeling what's happened is as things did their thing, everything's got a little slop in it, and some of those plates are not in the right place. That's what I'm getting at. Some of them are slid because of wear. See, like there, that one's actually, it looks almost like that's leaning forward, which would be pushing this top plate forward. So, and they're all like that a little bit. And you get a little bit of that going on over a long span, and it adds up to a lot. But maybe we screwed this all up. Maybe it's not anywhere close to what it's supposed to be. I don't know. I know one thing though. I don't want to have to do it again. We'll figure something out if it don't want to play nice. Is that a long enough bolt? Doesn't seem like it. We might need to go buy new hardware, because I don't remember what was where. That one is probably a bolt for not this position. That's probably a bolt for one of the ones where it only goes through the bottom and not in the other place. So, like that would be out there. Let's, oh, see, that's another wrinkle in this, isn't it? Okay, well, this one's a little longer. Let's see what this one does for us. We're lock washer deficient too. I'm not sure that that's right either. Oh boys, I just don't know which ones. I know where the super longest one goes. I don't know. I just want some in there to hold the place for now, and then we'll do better whenever we get to that point. See, that's gonna be too long, but that's the same length as that one. So much stuff to remember. Let's move our show up. We'll see if we can get I just don't know about this plate. Oh, it moved quite a bit. Okay. I need to get a screwdriver. I need to get a screwdriver or something so I can stick in the hole and pry this direction, because those have to have this plate in there as well as the top plate and the tube. That's quite a struggle, best friends. And I forgot that we're gonna have to do something with weight on the tongue, pick that up to make this happen, because I can't sit here and manhandle that whole thing the whole time. This bolt though, like these, I know these will go here. But if I were to make that happen, or is it too far off? Well, what it would be is we got some trash and stuff. Okay, the whole tongue needs to go up and over this away before we can even make anything happen. So let me see if I can make that, do that thing. And by do that thing, I meant throw you to the ground. Throw you to the ground, you people. Tired of your constant... Okay. So very close. Okay, we're gonna put the tap on there. Try to hold us some stuff together here. This is actually gonna be quite the feat of engineering. Now the next one, we're not right. But I got to thinking about that, and that, well, I don't know about that. I got to get something to pry to see if I can get those to come back into line where we can get some bolts through them. And I'd like to get every bolt in every hole, and then we'll just ugga-dugga it and see how it comes together, because that's probably what's going to be the trick to this. Because I'm just wondering if that center tube moves this way, doesn't have egg-shaped holes now, and we're not going to end up loosening every single bolt on there to get this to all go play nice. Or likewise, if a guy took this off of there, he might find that this plate has terrible egg-shaped holes underneath there. I don't think so, but one never knows until one tries. Oh, that worked a lot better than I thought it would. Those actually line up. Pretty good, to be honest with you. Okay, we gotta think. We gotta think. So this one, that's not the super longest one. The super longest one has to go there, and you'll see why in a minute. The almost super longest one will go through these holes, because it's going to go through the bottom plate and the top plate. Like I said, we'll worry about lock washers later. Right now, we are in a fact-finding, terrible mission of sadness here, trying to determine what we got and don't got. And if I remember correctly, I want to say that they didn't have the best selection of bolts in this anyway. Like, people have obviously already been in here doing stuff, and we don't have the best stuff. So that being said, if I put this one we need to get that better. And we, of course, left our screwdriver all the way on the other side. Okay, that one's going to go. Maybe they didn't have to be that much. And they just had one that was super long. Now we got problems with frozen grass. All over everything we need. Okay. This has to go. And then like this. And I don't know why. Why does that one have to be so... Okay, we need to get a shorter one and swap out a bolt there, because we don't need that longest one over here. I mean, that one probably... we got going, friends. I'm trying to do this, but see, we're gonna have struggle buses. That one there, is it the same length? It's the same length as that. Well, that accomplished nothing. Okay, made me feel better, but it did nothing. We got to try to get... We got enough room for this one to do, I think. If that was picked up, that bolt would go all the way through that hole. So we got to get to a point here where the tongue is up, like I said a minute ago. That's what I got to do. If I do that, we'll be getting closer. Well, I'm not using my dipstick, folks. I wish I'd have brought the impact, because it would have made this easier. But if I just turn this up, it'll draw that tongue up. And when it does that, then we can get the next bolt in and get it even better. But see, it's going to start to turn. Because why not? So then, we're going to put something on the bottom of it. Let's set our size and then... Alright. Let's do this. Let's take this loose. If it'll hang there, put a lock washer under it. That'll double our approach here. We won't have to. Let's put two. No, we can't do that yet. There's not enough sticking through to get us that much more. I like it that they're so, they fit in the hole so good that the bolts just fall. This is frustrating, but at the same rate, I think this is better if I just take my time and do this by hand, because then we know we don't get into a bad problem and end up ruining something. Okay, that's fine. Let's try this out. Get that tongue up off the ground. That's what we're trying to do here. that old tongue up there. Get it where we can put that nut on, see? Why is that getting tight? It shouldn't be getting tight. It's not up there. Well, maybe it is. Will this go on there? If we could just get all the pieces hanging where they need to be, we would be set up for better success. But it's obvious we're going to have to get a few bolts here and there because they're not doing the thing. We don't have the right stuff. Okay. Now, long bolt. Where are you? That's not going to go through all those pieces, I don't think. Maybe it will. Boy, that looks like it'll go. What's off? It looks like it'll go, but man, it's so close. Come on. It's gonna go. We just gotta work at it. A little slow but sure. You're going. Just gotta get through there. It's going. Let's put that on there for now. We're gonna probably have to get some different ones. See, that tongue actually needs to be in there, that thing, but I gotta lift it way high to get that. I guess I could just cheat. Maybe I'll just do that so we can get it in there. It'll go. I thought of something else of what could be part of our trouble. The stuff not lining up. Of course, now I've got it in such a position that I can't even get this on there. That was real brilliant of me. How is it possible? Yeah. Struggle bus. Let me kick it off the blocks again. Maybe it's this. If we let this down more, maybe it'll. I might be in the position where I need either a jack or a loader, because we're not doing the thing here. I could, I guess, let those loose again so that that goes down. I just need a little bit. I don't need a lot, just a little. Okay, that one's loose. Maybe not go. Boy, this could only happen to me. Couldn't happen to anyone else. Couldn't happen to anyone else. Okay. Let's think about this real slow. We got to get those in there. I don't know why it's not playing nice. It's very obvious that it's because of this. That one needs to come out. That'll get the hot tongue drop down. I would love for it to be in there, but that's just not going to work. There. That dropped her down. And it did it at a weird angle too, so that proves my part of my theory there about stuff and things. Meat hammer! Meat hammer! Oh, we don't have enough room. We're used to that. Oh, the donkey heard that one. And he thought, hey, that's the signal for me to cut loose. Metal shavings in the tube. Should have cleaned it out, but didn't do it. Where is the screwdriver? Get off of there, metal shavings. We don't hurt you. Need you, metal shavings. They don't hurt anything in there. We just don't need them. Let's put that there for now. Like I said, we want something in every hole first. Then we can go back later and we can change out harder to other stuff, whatever we decide. But see, that seems a little long for there. All right, S-U-C-C-E-S-S, that is how you spell success? I don't know, but I got it. I got every bolt in a hole. I had to get creative here, but that's okay. I would be curious now to, can we let, ooh, that is, let's just let it up and let's see what we get. Still under a lot. Okay, now it's loose. It's not under extreme tension. I don't know why or what, but I mean, we know the other one was sprung. Also, if you didn't realize, the GoPro died, and that's why I'm on my very shaky phone while I'm trying to do this. I wanted to make sure that I got bolts in those two holes if I was gonna do this. Boy, that's still under tension. Let's sit there a minute while I do this. It's loose, so why is it acting like it's... There we go. I guess because it's cut into that piece of wood, but it's in there. And I've had a bolt in every hole. I had to rob some out because I don't have enough. I guess we lost some along life's way, or I don't remember. Some of them are not the right length. So that's where we are now. We're going to have to revisit what we want here as far as bolts. Get some more lock washers. And we might even swap out some other bolts, because I can tell you, like here, I don't think even when they're tight, I would rather that the bolt protrude than to be flush or recessed. And I think that that's the situation that we had on some of these. It would be all the way tight and it would look like that. Well, that's not good enough. We want enough sticking through that it doesn't come loose, you know, for no reason. But I'm pumped because we are back into a shape of a disc. And so when we'll revisit this another day, because I'm over it. I'm wore out and whatever. But we will do a final tightening and checking and seeing if we have bolts that are everything we want and hope that they would be, where we can put a lock washer on, and we want them to look just like this when we're done. About that much sticking out with a lock washer on, and that would be dandy. Some of these are probably long enough once we tighten it up and draw it up, like on the tongue there, but some of them are not. And some of them, like that one, is way too long, but I got it in there now, so it's probably just going to stay right like it is, because I don't really want to take that back loose. But we need to do our best here, because it would be a shame to ruin our new beam instantly if we, you know, foolishness stuff like trying to save a buck on hardware. I know those won't be cheap. I mean, bolts that size, and probably $5 a piece or so. But whatever. But we'll figure that out, get it done. This bolt is this is a final bolt. That's long enough. This one's not long enough. So what we'll do is we'll run them all up with an impact one day and see what we got. Then we'll go to town and we'll swap out some that aren't right, or maybe we can get by with flip-flopping some holes. I don't think so, because I tried that while I was putting it together, and pretty well I think everything's the same length now. So yeah, we'll just figure out what we need and make it happen. But I mean, we got her, friends. It's in there. Look at it. It looks like a frame again of a disc. So we will get the hardware necessary and finish that up, and then we will go along life's way. Probably the next thing we will have to do is new plumbing for the hoses that are garbage laying there on the ground, because those are just pathetic. So we'll get some to tie onto there for the wing lift, and then that'll be, you know, they go through the bar, and that's, people said, well, why you drill the holes in there? Doesn't that weaken the bar? That's the way it's made. They go through the bar, and I guess their thinking was the center of the bar actually has no load on it to speak of, or not as much, because you're pulling from here and here, and then they're anchored to there and there. So the center is not getting as much load unless you pulled a big harrow or something behind it. Then I think the very center of the beam would take a lot of load. That's why they added that bridging. But I'm not going to be doing that. So, you know, maybe that was the reason why the first one failed, because he had a monstrous basket behind there or something. I don't know. I know the hitch is quite impressive. If we never showed that, the hitch of it is, I mean, that's a heavy-duty hitch. And I'm not so sure that it's not like a quick release hitch of some variety, if a guy knew what he was doing. But anyway, I'm not doing that. I'm going to just do it like this and then run something else over it. Yeah, one pass would be nice, but I don't know. I like playing with my toys too, so it's okay if we have to spend an extra hour and run over it again or whatever with another thing. Or I don't know. But anyway, we're on the right path, friends. It's been slow and steady, but we're getting there. And that sure looks snazzy with that beam in there. all nice and new and straight and not cracked and ready to work. So we will get the rest of this done, like I said, in another day when it's almost daylight, because right now it's almost dark, and we'll go from there. But we're a lot farther than I thought we would be, so that is awesome. After watching what you just saw, do you feel like your IQ has dropped lower than your credit score? Well, there's no reason that both of us should be miserable, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up and leave a comment. That stuff costs you nothing, and it really helps me out. Your banker may not approve, but I know mine will. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.